Nancy was born at 39 weeks. She was born with gross hydrocephalus. I myself found out that I had something called Group B streptococcus while I was carrying Nancy. This means that as soon as your waters break, you give the child meningitis and septicemia. Nancy was then handed to me, and she was just left basically in the crib for 10 days while we waited for a bed at Great Ormond Street, where then we was told she would have a shunt fitted to drain the excess fluid off of her brain, and she would maybe be 6 months delayed. Nothing prepared us really for what would happen next to Nancy. At the end of the day, she really didn't have any sense of awareness or of even the fact that I was her mum, you know. And in the end it just got too much for Nancy, you know. She was just in extreme pain and extreme suffering because of this intestinal failure. She got to the point where even the smallest amount of liquid going through her tube would mean she would scream for hours, days even. We just couldn't pacify her anymore. After the ethics meeting, and it was decided, you know, they kept Nancy alive on fluids until she passed, it meant that she could typically live for 2 to 3 months, and I would have to watch Nancy waste away in front of my eyes in extreme agony. So after that it got to the point where I just said, look, no more for Nancy. I want to go to court. You need to withdraw treatment for Nancy because it's just cruel now, you know. It was inhumane. In my eyes it was inhumane. I asked them to go to court on the Tuesday, and by the Friday morning, I think it was 11 AM Friday morning, the judge came back and decided it was in Nancy's best interests. So they came back from court, and that's when everything stopped. They withdrew all the fluids. You know, she was having some fluids of pain relief, you know, but it was minimal amounts. And it was said then that she would only last about 5 to 7 days. But in fact she lasted another 2 weeks after that. You know, we was able to have her christened before she passed away.